Lesson 1: Ensuring Home Cybersecurity.
Good evening, Anna. Have you thought about home cybersecurity recently?
Good evening, John. Yes, I indeed have. It has become increasingly important.
I completely agree. What steps do you take to protect your home network?
First, I secure my Wi-Fi with a strong password. It prevents unauthorized access.
That is an essential step. Do you change your password regularly?
Yes, I update it every few months. It adds an extra layer of security.
Excellent practice. What about your devices? How do you ensure their security?
I regularly update software and operating systems. Updates often include security patches.
That is wise. Keeping software current is crucial for protection.
I also ensure that I have antivirus software installed on my devices.
Antivirus software is vital. It helps detect and remove potential threats.
Certainly. Additionally, I avoid clicking on suspicious links or emails.
Phishing attacks can be quite deceptive. Awareness is key to avoiding them.
Exactly. I always verify the sender's information before engaging with any message.
That is a smart approach. Have you enabled two-factor authentication?
Yes, I have. It adds another safeguard for my accounts.
Two-factor authentication significantly increases security. It is highly recommended.
I also limit the personal information I share online.
That is an important precaution. The less one shares, the safer one remains.
I review my social media privacy settings regularly.
That is a proactive measure. It controls who can see your information.
Furthermore, I educate my family about cybersecurity best practices.
Teaching others is crucial. Family members must be aware of potential threats.
It fosters a culture of vigilance within the household.
Do you monitor your home network for unusual activity?
Yes, I regularly check the devices connected to my Wi-Fi. It helps identify unauthorized users.
That is an excellent practice. Being vigilant can prevent serious issues.
I also use a virtual private network when browsing on public Wi-Fi.
A VPN is essential for protecting your data in public spaces.
Indeed. It encrypts my online activities, adding another layer of security.
What about your smart home devices? Do you consider them secure?
I ensure they are secured with unique passwords and updates. They can be vulnerable.
Very true. IoT devices require additional attention.
I also avoid using default passwords.
Custom passwords enhance security significantly.
Have you encountered any cybersecurity threats yourself?
Fortunately, not yet. However, I remain cautious and prepared.
That is wise. Prevention is always better than dealing with a crisis.
What advice would you give someone new to cybersecurity?
I would recommend starting with basic protections, like strong passwords and updates.
That is excellent advice. Everyone should prioritize their online safety.
Cybersecurity is essential in today's digital age.
Indeed, it is, Anna. Thank you for sharing your insights.
Lesson 2: The Organic Choice.
Good afternoon, Anna. I hope you are enjoying your day.
Good afternoon, John. I am well, thank you. What about you?
I am doing quite well. I have been considering the benefits of organic products.
That is an important topic. Do you buy organic products when possible?
I do try to purchase organic whenever I can. I believe it is healthier.
I share that belief. Organic products often have fewer chemicals.
Exactly. Many conventional products contain pesticides and additives that concern me.
Yes, awareness of such substances influences my choices as well.
What types of organic products do you prefer?
I primarily buy organic fruits and vegetables. They taste fresher, in my opinion.
I agree. Freshness is vital for flavor. Do you shop at specific stores for organic items?
Yes, I frequent local farmers markets. They usually offer great selection.
Supporting local farmers is a great way to promote sustainability.
Indeed. I enjoy knowing where my food comes from.
I also appreciate that aspect. Do you believe organic products are worth the price?
While they can be more expensive, I think the health benefits justify the cost.
That is a valid perspective. Investing in health is essential for long-term well-being.
What about organic meat and dairy? Do you purchase those products?
I try to buy organic meat when possible. It ensures better animal welfare, in my opinion.
That is an important point. Ethical treatment of animals should be a priority.
Precisely. Additionally, organic dairy products are often more nutritious.
I find that they often have a richer flavor as well.
Do you think organic farming practices are better for the environment?
Yes, organic methods usually contribute to soil health and biodiversity.
That is crucial for sustainable agriculture. Do you think more people should consider going organic?
Absolutely. Increased demand could encourage more sustainable practices.
It could lead to a positive change in the food industry.
What challenges do you think people face when switching to organic products?
The cost can be a significant barrier. Also, availability may vary by region.
That is true. Some areas lack access to organic options.
Education is also vital. Many people are unaware of the benefits.
I agree. Raising awareness can lead to more informed decisions.
Have you experienced any surprising benefits from eating organic?
I have noticed improved energy levels and digestion since making the switch.
That is fantastic. Personal health improvements can motivate others to try organic.
Yes, sharing experiences can be powerful in encouraging change.
Would you recommend starting with specific products for someone new to organic?
I would suggest starting with the dirty dozen. These are the fruits and vegetables most contaminated.
That is great advice. Focusing on key items can make the transition easier.
Additionally, some people might consider growing their own organic vegetables.
Growing your own food can be immensely rewarding and educational.
It connects people to their food source, fostering a greater appreciation.
Thank you for this enlightening discussion, Anna. Your insights are valuable.
Thank you, John. I enjoyed our conversation about organic products very much.
Let us continue to explore healthy and sustainable choices together in the future.
Lesson 3: Teaching children about money.
Good evening, Anna. I hope you are well today.
Good evening, John. I am doing quite well, thank you. How about you?
I am great, thank you for asking. I wanted to discuss a vital topic: teaching children about money.
That is an important subject. Children need to understand financial concepts early.
Absolutely. What methods do you use to teach your children about money?
I start with simple concepts, like saving and spending. I believe children should learn the value of money early on.
That is a wise approach. How do you explain the importance of saving?
I often use a piggy bank. It visually demonstrates how saving works. They enjoy watching it fill up.
That is a fun and effective method. Have you discussed setting financial goals with them?
Yes, I encourage them to set small goals. For instance, saving for a toy they want.
That is an excellent idea. It teaches patience and planning.
I also introduce them to the concept of budgeting. We create simple budgets together for their allowance.
Teaching budgeting skills early is essential. It will benefit them in the future.
I agree. I explain that budgeting helps manage money wisely.
Have you thought about involving them in family expenses?
Yes, I often take them grocery shopping. I show them how to compare prices and make choices.
That is a fantastic way to engage them. Real life experiences are the best teachers.
I also discuss needs versus wants. It is crucial for their understanding.
That is a valuable lesson. Children should learn to prioritize their spending.
Exactly. I ask them to consider what they truly need before making purchases.
How do you handle giving them money for treats or outings?
I set a limit. They can choose how to spend within that limit. It encourages decision making.
That is a great strategy. It gives them a sense of ownership over their choices.
I also use games and apps designed for financial literacy. They make learning fun.
Many games can teach money management in an engaging way. Have you seen any favorites?
Yes, my children enjoy playing Monopoly. It reinforces concepts like buying and trading.
Monopoly is a classic. It teaches strategic thinking alongside finance.
Another app we enjoy is Bankaroo. It helps visualize savings and expenses.
That sounds interesting. Technology can enhance traditional learning methods.
Indeed. I believe in combining different teaching methods for effectiveness.
What about discussing consequences of poor financial decisions?
I think it is essential to touch on that topic. Understanding consequences promotes responsible behavior.
Yes, discussing real life stories can help illustrate those points.
Exactly. I sometimes share stories from my own experiences with money.
Personal anecdotes can be very powerful. They humanize financial lessons.
Have you encountered any challenges while teaching your children about money?
Yes, sometimes they can be impatient. They want instant gratification.
That is common. Patience is a skill that takes time to develop.
How do you remain patient when teaching these lessons?
I remind myself that learning takes time. I strive to make it enjoyable for them.
That is a commendable approach. Children learn best in positive environments.
I agree. I always celebrate their achievements, no matter how small.
Celebrating wins reinforces their learning. It motivates them to continue.
What final advice would you give to parents teaching children about money?
I would suggest starting early and being consistent. Open discussions are crucial.
That is valuable advice, John. Communication is the key to understanding.
Thank you for sharing your insights, Anna. It has been an enlightening conversation.
Lesson 4: The Future of Remote Schooling.
Good morning, Anna. I hope you are doing well today.
Good morning, John. I am well, thank you. How about you?
I am doing well, indeed. I wanted to discuss remote schooling with you. What are your thoughts on it?
Remote schooling has become a significant topic lately. I believe it has both advantages and disadvantages.
That is an insightful perspective. What do you consider the primary advantage?
One major advantage is flexibility. Students can learn at their own pace and from any location.
Absolutely. Flexibility can be highly beneficial for families with varying schedules.
Moreover, remote learning often allows access to a wider range of resources and teachers.
Yes, students can connect with experts from around the world, expanding their learning opportunities.
However, there are challenges as well. For instance, not all students have reliable internet access.
That is a significant concern. Disparities in technology access can create inequalities.
Exactly. It can hinder some students' ability to participate fully.
What about social interaction? Do you think remote schooling affects that?
Yes, social interaction is crucial for developing communication skills. Remote learning can limit that interaction.
I have heard that some students feel isolated during remote schooling.
Many do experience feelings of loneliness. Group projects and discussions can be missed.
Teachers often play a vital role in creating social bonds. Switching to remote can change that dynamic.
True. Educators must find creative ways to foster connections online.
Have you noticed any effective strategies for maintaining social connection in remote settings?
Yes, many teachers use breakout rooms for small group discussions. It encourages interaction.
That is a smart approach. Small groups can help reduce feelings of isolation.
Additionally, virtual extracurricular activities have gained popularity, allowing students to connect through shared interests.
That sounds promising. Extracurriculars are essential for overall development.
Indeed, they encourage teamwork and communication beyond the classroom.
How do you think schools can improve remote learning experiences?
Schools should invest in training for teachers. Effective online teaching requires different skills.
Absolutely. Professional development is crucial for adapting to new learning environments.
I also believe that regular feedback from students can enhance the remote learning experience.
Listening to students' needs is essential for ongoing improvement. Their insights can lead to meaningful changes.
What is your stance on hybrid models, combining in-person and remote learning?
I find hybrid models very appealing. They can offer the best of both worlds.
I agree. Flexibility with in-person instruction can help address some of the challenges of remote learning.
Plus, hybrid models could ease the transition back to traditional schooling.
Exactly. Students can gradually adjust to in-person interactions again.
Do you think remote schooling will remain a long-term option for many students?
I believe it will. The shift has shown that remote learning can be effective when done well.
That is insightful. Schools may continue to offer remote options to accommodate various needs.
It also encourages parents to take a more active role in their children's education.
True. Parental involvement can enhance student success, whether in person or online.
What advice would you give to parents navigating remote schooling?
I would suggest establishing a structured routine. Consistency can help students stay focused.
That is excellent advice. A routine provides a sense of normalcy.
Additionally, parents should encourage open communication with teachers.
Absolutely. Collaboration between parents and teachers can lead to greater student support.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Anna. This conversation has been enlightening.
Lesson 5: Understanding Carbon Footprints.
Good afternoon, Anna. I hope you are having a splendid day.
Good afternoon, John. I am well, thank you. How about you?
I am doing quite well. I have been reflecting on the concept of carbon footprints lately.
That is a relevant topic. Do you track your carbon footprint?
I do make an effort to monitor it. It is essential for understanding my environmental impact.
I agree completely. Knowing one's carbon footprint can guide better choices.
Which aspects do you focus on when measuring your footprint?
I primarily consider transportation and my energy usage at home.
Those are important factors. Have you implemented any changes based on your findings?
Yes, I started using public transportation more frequently. It is more sustainable than driving.
That is commendable. Public transport can significantly reduce emissions.
Additionally, I have been more mindful of electricity consumption.
How do you manage that? Are there specific actions you take?
I turn off lights and unplug devices when not in use. Simple changes can make a difference.
Absolutely. Small actions accumulated over time can lead to substantial reductions.
Do you track your water usage as well?
I do. Conserving water is another crucial aspect of reducing one's carbon footprint.
I have installed low-flow fixtures in my home to help with that.
That is a smart choice. It conserves water without sacrificing pressure.
Have you considered reducing meat consumption to lower your carbon footprint?
Yes, I have started incorporating more plant-based meals into my diet. They have a lower environmental impact.
That is an excellent move. Even small dietary changes can contribute to sustainability.
Do you have any tips for someone who wants to begin tracking their carbon footprint?
I recommend using online calculators. They can provide a good estimate based on individual habits.
That sounds helpful. It can encourage awareness and motivate changes.
Yes. Tracking progress can reinforce the commitment to living sustainably.
Have you encountered any challenges while trying to reduce your footprint?
Occasionally, it is difficult to find sustainable options when shopping.
That is a common challenge. Availability can vary based on location.
I usually research brands that prioritize sustainability and eco-friendly practices.
That is smart. Supporting responsible companies can create positive change in the market.
Do you think more people should be educated about carbon footprints?
Absolutely. Increasing awareness could lead to more collective action against climate change.
I agree. Education is the foundation for informed decision-making.
What other areas do you think need focus in discussions about sustainability?
I believe waste reduction is vital. Many do not realize the impact of landfill waste.
That is true. Reducing, reusing, and recycling should be emphasized more.
And composting can also significantly reduce food waste.
Yes. Composting enriches the soil and minimizes waste at the same time.
Have you considered composting?
I have thought about starting a compost bin. It seems rewarding and beneficial.
It truly is. Observing the transformation of waste into nutrient-rich soil is remarkable.
I hope more people will adopt these practices.
Inspiration can spread through shared experiences and information.
Thank you for this enlightening conversation, Anna.
Thank you, John. I enjoyed discussing our carbon footprints and sustainability with you.
Let us continue to explore these important topics together in the future.
Lesson 6: Energy Saving Practices.
Good morning, Anna. I hope you are having a great start to your day.
Good morning, John. I am doing well, thank you. What about you?
I am quite well. I have been thinking about energy conservation lately.
That is an important topic. Saving energy is essential for both the environment and our bills.
I completely agree. What practical steps do you take to save energy at home?
One of the first things I do is to switch to energy-efficient light bulbs. They consume less electricity.
That is an excellent step. Have you noticed a difference in your energy bills?
Yes, indeed. My bills have decreased since I made that change.
I have heard that using natural light during the day can also help.
Absolutely. I try to open my curtains and let in as much sunlight as possible.
That is a smart approach. Natural light creates a pleasant atmosphere as well.
I also turn off lights when I leave a room. It is a simple habit but very effective.
Every little action counts. Do you unplug devices when they are not in use?
Yes, I do. Many devices continue to draw power even when turned off, known as phantom load.
That is a crucial point. I have started using power strips to make it easier.
That is a great idea. Power strips allow for easy disconnection of multiple devices at once.
What about heating and cooling? How do you manage those efficiently?
I set my thermostat a few degrees lower in winter and higher in summer.
Those adjustments can lead to significant energy savings over time.
Yes, they can. I also ensure that my home is well insulated to retain temperature.
Insulation is vital. It prevents energy loss, making heating and cooling more efficient.
I have also invested in energy-efficient appliances. They use less energy than older models.
That is a wise investment. The initial cost can pay off in the long run.
Absolutely. Do you practice any specific energy-saving habits?
I try to limit my use of hot water. I take shorter showers and wash clothes in cold water.
Excellent habits. It is surprising how much energy hot water can consume.
Additionally, I cook in batches to save both energy and time.
Cooking in batches is efficient. It also allows for easier meal preparation.
Do you utilize any renewable energy sources, like solar panels?
I do not have solar panels yet, but I plan to install them next year.
That is exciting. They can significantly reduce your reliance on traditional energy sources.
Yes, and they contribute to a healthier environment.
Have you looked into any local incentives for renewable energy?
I have. Many governments offer rebates or tax credits for solar energy installations.
That is beneficial. Such incentives encourage more people to consider renewable options.
Definitely. Education on energy saving is vital. Many people are unaware of simple changes they can make.
I agree. Raising awareness can lead to a collective effort toward energy conservation.
What is your next goal related to saving energy?
I aim to conduct an energy audit of my home. It will help identify additional areas for improvement.
That sounds like an excellent plan. An audit can reveal specific changes you may not have considered.
Have you ever done an energy audit?
Yes, I did one last year. It was eye-opening and helped me make effective changes.
Thank you for sharing your insights, Anna. I have learned a lot from our discussion.
Thank you, John. I appreciate your thoughts on energy conservation as well.
Let us continue to promote energy saving practices together in the future.
Lesson 7: The importance of updating your resume.
Good morning, Anna. How are you today?
Good morning, John. I am doing well, thank you. What about you?
I am quite well. I was thinking about the importance of updating one's resume or CV.
That is a crucial topic. How often do you update your resume?
I try to update my resume every 6 months. It helps me keep track of my accomplishments.
That is a wise approach. Frequent updates ensure that one does not forget important details.
Exactly. What about you? How often do you review yours?
I review mine annually. However, I also make updates after significant achievements.
That is a good strategy. Noting achievements as they occur makes updating easier.
Indeed, it is essential to recognize even small accomplishments.
Do you think people often neglect their resumes?
Yes, many do. They only update them when job hunting, which is a mistake.
I agree. Regular updates help maintain a professional image.
How do you keep your resume organized?
I use a digital format. This allows for easy editing and formatting adjustments.
That is smart. Digital resumes are more versatile. Have you ever tailored your resume for a specific job?
Yes, I always tailor my resume based on the job description. It is essential to align skills and experiences.
Tailoring showcases relevant abilities. Employers appreciate that effort.
Precisely. It demonstrates that you are genuinely interested in the position.
Do you include a summary statement in your resume?
Yes, I do. A summary provides a quick overview of my qualifications and aspirations.
That is effective. It captures attention right away.
Have you ever received feedback on your resume from someone else?
Yes, I once asked a mentor to review mine. Their insights were very helpful.
That is an excellent idea. Fresh perspectives can reveal areas for improvement.
What advice would you give someone crafting their first resume?
I would recommend keeping it concise. One page is usually sufficient for early career individuals.
That is important advice. Clarity and brevity enhance readability.
Additionally, one should focus on achievements rather than just duties.
Absolutely. Highlighting accomplishments grabs attention.
Do you think the design of a resume matters?
Yes, an organized and clean layout can make a significant difference.
A professional design reflects attention to detail. It is an extension of one's personality.
Definitely. However, one must ensure that design does not overshadow content.
The content must always be the priority. Substance over style is crucial.
Have you considered using templates for your resume?
I have, but I prefer to customize my format. It feels more personal.
That is understandable. Personalization can set you apart from others.
What do you think about including social media links on a resume?
If the social media is professional, I believe it can be beneficial. It showcases your work and network.
That is a valid point. Platforms like LinkedIn are great for networking.
Yes, it allows potential employers to view your professional achievements.
How do you handle gaps in your employment history?
I address them honestly, highlighting any relevant experiences during that time.
Transparency is key. Employers appreciate honesty.
Would you say continuous skill development is crucial for maintaining a relevant resume?
Absolutely. Continuous learning enhances employability and showcases adaptability.
I agree. Upskilling can make a significant difference in one's career prospects.
Thank you for sharing your insights, Anna. This conversation has been very enlightening.
Thank you, John. I enjoyed discussing the importance of resumes and career development with you.
Let us continue to explore more career-related topics in the future.
Lesson 8: The Debate on Exercise Preferences.
Good evening, Anna. I hope you are having a fantastic day.
Good evening, John. I am indeed well, thank you. How about yourself?
I am quite well. I wanted to discuss a topic that many find engaging: exercise preferences. Do you prefer group workouts or solo exercise?
That is a fascinating question. I personally enjoy group workouts. They foster motivation and camaraderie.
I can understand that. The energy of others often enhances performance. Do you have a favorite type of group class?
Yes, I particularly enjoy yoga classes. They provide both physical and mental benefits.
Yoga is excellent for flexibility and relaxation. Have you practiced it for a long time?
I have practiced yoga for several years now. It has significantly improved my well-being.
That is wonderful to hear. Do you find that the group atmosphere adds to your experience?
Absolutely. Working out with others creates a sense of community. It feels encouraging.
I can see that. Positive energy from fellow participants can be contagious.
It certainly is. Group workouts also provide accountability. You are less likely to skip a class.
That is a good point. However, do you think group workouts may not suit everyone?
Yes, that is possible. Some people may feel intimidated in a group setting.
Exactly. I believe some may prefer the privacy of solo exercise.
Solo workouts allow for personal reflection and introspection. They can also provide flexibility.
Yes, working out alone means you can choose your schedule and pace.
Also, individuals can experiment with different exercises without feeling self-conscious.
Have you ever tried solo workouts?
I have. I occasionally enjoy running alone in nature. It clears my mind.
Running can be very liberating. Do you prefer it over running in a group?
Sometimes, yes. I find that solitary runs allow me to connect with my thoughts.
That is a valuable experience. Many people cherish that solitude during exercise.
However, I believe both methods have their benefits.
I agree. It really depends on personal preference and mood.
Some days, I crave the social aspect of group classes. Other days, I enjoy solitude.
Variety can keep one engaged in fitness routines. Have you experienced any shifts in your preferences?
Yes, my preferences can change based on my workload and stress levels.
That is understandable. Physical activity is often a response to emotional needs.
Exactly. On busy days, I might prefer shorter solo workouts.
That makes sense. Shorter sessions can be more manageable amidst a hectic schedule.
Conversely, during quieter times, I may seek the motivation of a group.
That is a great balance. Flexibility is important in maintaining a consistent exercise routine.
Have you tried to combine group and solo workouts?
Yes, I integrate both into my fitness schedule. I partake in group classes on certain days.
That sounds effective. What group workouts do you enjoy?
I like high intensity interval training classes. They are challenging yet rewarding.
HIIT can be very effective. It builds strength and endurance quickly.
I appreciate that it also allows for community support during challenging workouts.
Definitely. The encouragement can push individuals to work harder.
What advice would you give someone who is considering starting either group or solo workouts?
I would recommend trying both. It is essential to discover what resonates with you.
I completely agree. Finding the right exercise environment is key to sustaining motivation.
Yes. Ultimately, the most critical aspect is to remain active and enjoy the process.
Thank you for this enlightening conversation, Anna. Your perspectives are very valuable.
Thank you, John. I enjoyed discussing our exercise preferences with you.
Let us continue exploring topics related to health and wellness in the future.